USA soccer issue. Hello world. Today we need to talk about a very funny problem. We call it the USA soccer issue. It is about a country that plays a different game than the rest of the planet. To the whole planet, it is called football. It makes sense because you hit the ball with your foot. VS. To the USA, it is called soccer. Why? Nobody really knows. They just like to be different. Imagine calling a sport football, but you carry the ball in your hands and run like someone is trying to rob you. It makes no sense at all. Let us talk about the Super Bowl. Every year Americans watch this game, and they truly believe it is the biggest event in human history. They think the aliens are watching it too. Bro, the Super Bowl is the most famous event ever. Everyone on Earth stops to watch the halftime show. Meanwhile, the Super Bowl gets maybe 120 million viewers. But the Football World Cup final? It gets 1.5 billion viewers. That is a massive difference in popularity. The World Cup final is watched by almost 20% of the people on Earth. Priority check. Yeah, but do you have a pop star flying from a wire while singing during your game? In American football, the game takes 3 hours to finish. But if you count the time the ball is actually moving, it is only 11 minutes of real sport. The rest of the time, it is just men in big plastic armor standing around looking at each other and 50 commercial breaks selling big trucks and beer. I love American football. I watched 40 commercials about car insurance and got to eat 3 hot dogs before the next play. Real football is 90 minutes of running. There are no timeouts. There are no commercial breaks. You play in the rain, the snow, and the heat. Our players run about 10 kilometers every single match without stopping. Athletes. Our players need a commercial break and an oxygen tank after running 20 meters. Americans hate soccer because a game can end in a 0-0 draw. The idea of a tie completely breaks their brain. What do you mean nobody won? I watched for 2 hours. Someone must win. Just give someone extra points for trying hard. In America, every game must have a clear winner. If they have to play extra time until next Tuesday morning, they will absolutely do it. But a 0-0 draw in real football tells a story. It is a beautiful war of defense and tactics. It is like poetry on grass. That match was a beautiful defensive masterclass. Not a single goal was allowed. 0-0. That sounds like a terrible waste of Sunday afternoon. Where are the explosions? The American sports history strategy is very clever. Invent a sport. Be the only country playing it. Then call yourself the world champions every year. World champions of American football. Congratulations, you beat nobody else because no other country cares to play your sport. Love me football. Love me team. Simple as that. We don't need plastic helmets. Let's look at the fans. In America, they have a giant screen that tells them when to make noise. They have a kiss cam, and they eat giant buckets of nachos. We sing team songs for 90 minutes straight and light red flares in the stadium. Fan culture. We do the Mexican wave and wait in line to buy a $15 slice of pizza. If a team loses a big game in real football, the whole city is sad for a week. The coach might even have to leave the country for his safety. Oh no, our local franchise lost the big game today. Well, let's go to the parking lot and barbecue more hot dogs. And then there is the offside rule. Try explaining offside to an American friend. It is like trying to explain quantum physics to a dog. The player was behind the last defender when the ball was passed, so it is illegal. Offside rule. So what? Just let him shoot the ball. We want more points on the board. Americans always want to change the rules of soccer. They say the goals should be bigger. They say the game needs 4 quarters so they can sell more TV ads. If we make the net twice as big, the final score will be 15-12. That is way more exciting for television. No, the low score makes every single goal incredibly important. When a goal happens, it is a pure explosion of joy and energy. Scoring 1 goal in a tight match feels like a beautiful miracle. Scoring. In our basketball games, we score 120 points. More math is better. Another thing Americans do not understand is relegation. In American sports, if a team is terrible all season, they get rewarded with the best new young player. In global football, if your team finishes last, you drop down to the second league as a punishment. Relegation. What? You cannot do that. The owner is a billionaire. He will lose so much money. Yes, we punish the bad teams. We send the billionaire's team to play against part-time plumbers and farmers in tiny, muddy villages. Maybe one day America will understand the true magic of the beautiful game. Maybe they will understand why 1.5 billion people watch it. But until that day comes, they will keep calling it soccer, and the rest of the world will keep laughing at them. Thank you for watching.